My developer direct, huh? We mute the game, mute anything else I got going on. But 3 minutes? See gameplay more from Redfall, Minecraft Legends, The Elder Scrolls Online, Forza. Wait, Redfall. Why do I know that name? What is Redfall? Open world co-op FPS. All right, I'm interested. Behind the same devs as Prey and Dishonored. Oh, it's the spooky.
Oh, thank God.
Come on, let's find the others and beat feet.
I think it is vampires, right? Oh yeah, I remember this trailer.
Redfall used to look like it was straight out of a postcard. A picture.
Vampire Left 4 Dead, yeah.
Coast of Massachusetts, the bustling historic downtown, the seafront district, and the old lighthouse. Then something happened.
All right, if there's new info for this, I'm
People
interested.
started vanishing, and those who didn't sold out, big time.
Sold out.
Fast forward, basically everyone's either a vampire, a cultist trying to become a vampire, or dead.
It's
And
tough.
these aren't just trashy movie vampires. These monsters blocked out the sun and pushed back all the water. Totally cut us off from the outside world.
Damn.
Gotta admit though, if I have to be stuck on an island
got a minute and a half.
full of vampires, I'm glad it's with y'all.
Feelings mutual.
Oh yeah, it had classes
Aw,
and all
thanks,
this other
Jacob.
stuff, which looks sick.
We've also got Remy, our engineer genius, and her little robot buddy.
Oh yeah. All right, so I play the pet character because I'm a builder at heart. All right, I get it.
And our resident
They said it was
expert
more
on
like
all
Far Cry
things
than Left 4 Dead, but that could mean
furry.
anything.
For the term cryptozoologist, but to each their own.
Last but not least, yours truly.
Yeah, this
I
is
have these weird
the
powers.
telekinetic threat and student debt.
We've been
All right. Yeah, this game is cool. I remember we watched this trailer and I was very interested in this. So if there's at all information for this today, then I'm down. I'm super in. Those were Forspoken levels of dialogue. I saw some clips for Forspoken. It was not nearly as cringe. The thing we just watched. It was not nearly as bad. Imagine it just opens with an Elder Scrolls 6 announcement. Nah, they always save that for the end just to keep you on your toes, Chad. They're like, you know. Gotta keep you on your toes. All right, 15 seconds stop right. Forspoken is another level of cringe. Guys, I haven't even played or heard of the game beyond just the opening, just random clips I saw get posted once. I don't want to like judge the game too harsh here. Okay. Pretty good looking game. Stop, dude. That is a good. I don't know. Forza always just is probably one of the prettiest games ever, all the time. All right. Direct from the devs. 5 big games. You know, I'm in. I'm down. I want to see what Arcane Austin's got. I mean, you can show me Minecraft. It's okay too.
Hello, I'm Dennis Reese, executive producer of Minecraft Legends. And today, we'd like to give you an insider's look at how we're building the PvP multiplayer experience for the game.
Minecraft
Legends is a new action strategy game set in a lush, dynamic
I remember
world.
they had Minecraft
It
Dungeons.
introduces epic storytelling and
Like
you
the
can form
RPG.
alliances with new and familiar Minecraft mobs to stop the invading piglins.
Minecraft Legends will let you play the story-driven campaign as an
Oh.
online co-op experience together with your friends. And it will also feature a
Oh.
PvP gameplay mode where 2 teams with up to 4 players each works to destroy the opponent's team space. The game will support
That's cute.
cross-platform play and online matchmaking.
In order to create the best possible experience, we've partnered with Blackbird Interactive to develop the game. And it's been wonderful to see their commitment and focus
Blackbird
on the
Interactive.
Minecraft universe.
It's so much fun to
Wait,
be
didn't
working
they
with Mojang
make?
Studios.
They
on
made
Minecraft
something else I've
Legends.
played. Why do I know the
Blackbird
name?
Interactive. We have a talented team of
Was it the
developers who are
Homeworld?
using our background in strategy games.
It was Homeworld.
to bring
Desert's
a new
Card,
and
right?
exciting
Yeah, Homeworld.
experience to
Hey.
the Minecraft universe.
The
We're
brain
super
is active.
excited
Let's
to share
go.
more details about PvP gameplay.
How on earth did they go from that to Minecraft?
There are some really cool features that make PvP unique.
First off, players share their army and resources with their team. This means that individual players aren't able to win on their own. They must cooperate to be successful.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
Communication is really important, and you can sort of really tell the teams that gel together because they naturally.
Comms are
form
important?
roles at
That's
the
not
beginning
looking
of the
good.
game, and as soon as we start, you're off collecting, I start building. We have our favorite roles, but we change them up.
Also, the world in PvP is procedurally generated, just like it is in campaign. This means that each PvP session is different than the last.
Oh, that's cool.
That it's different every time you play, depending on how the map is generated, where the valleys are, the mountains are, where the secrets are, you know, where the towers are.
In Minecraft Legends, the piglins are an ever-present threat, and this includes PvP.
The piglins are on their own side.
PvE and PvP, huh?
At the same time.
So the opposing team is not the only thing you need to worry about.
Beware of the piglins.
In PvP,
I feel like that
there's
fits
something for
Minecraft pretty
everyone.
well.
For players who like action, they can go attack the piglins or lay siege to the enemy base. For players who enjoy exploration, they can search the world to find resources for their team, hidden treasure chests, or scout the enemy base.
Isn't this just what's the team size here? Like 20?
That's super important.
Is it just like a giant battleground?
Whenever I get into a PvP match, the first thing I try to do is to track down the Regal Tiger. It's my favorite mob to ride
4v4?
because it's really fast.
Alright, take it
but
back.
It's also really cute.
For players who like building, you can spend your time building defenses and upgrading your base, because soon enough your enemy will attack, and you need to be ready.
So the first thing I do when we start is everyone runs off. I open the map, see where the enemy base is. First thing I build is what we call an upgrade tower, which allows you to build upgrades. So I place that at the back, away from the enemy. So I really pride myself in
Oh
making,
my god.
you know, impenetrable bases.
Since the goal of PvP is to destroy the opposing team's base, defending your own base is really important. You have to start with a lot of walls, a lot of towers.
Isn't this pretty
and
intense? This has a lot of
After that, you
mechanics
just
for a
add whatever you want
4v4
for
game. That's why I thought it was like, is this a giant
I like
battleground?
to add different layers.
I thought
of
this would be
walls.
like 10 or 20
so my
man
opponents have
fights.
to find their way through to my base, almost like a
Why are
maze.
you building mazes?
And then once those walls are up, I like to actually hide my ice traps behind them to catch enemies off guard.
Alright, that's
When
cool.
it comes time to finally take out the other team, my favorite strategy is to make a forward camp just outside the enemy base. Then I get the biggest, strongest mobs I can as fast as I can and start sending them in. Then I can smash down the walls, take out their mobs, and claim victory.
The real fun of PvP is creating a strategy, having a game plan, deciding how you think you're going to crush the enemy, and then all of a sudden the hosts tell you,
the opposing team just built a redstone launcher.
and you're like, I can't do my attack now. I've got to like build an anti-siege tower, which is an anti-air
I mean,
tower, to stop the redstone launchers. You
This
just have
is
to
so
be
like,
constantly changing
why do you have an
tactics.
anti-air tower, upgrade towers,
And
if
sometimes you're like,
traps,
I have no idea what they're
resource gathering,
doing. And then
building?
you
This
certainly
looks
find out
sick.
very quickly.
What is this? I was not expecting this.
A while back, we had somebody on our dev team use a strategy where they built a bunch of what are called plank golems, which are archers. So they're very weak, but they do a high amount of damage. And he had 40 of them, and he just ran through our base, ran around our tower, and took out our entire tower with such a simple strategy.
And that's why we still
They got Zerg
every
rushed?
day, because every game
Is that not
is
just getting
different.
Zerg
You never know
rushed? They
what's
just
gonna
got fucking six pooled or something? Dude. If it's actually as in-depth as it seems, that's actually so cool. But I can guarantee you it's going to come down to some degenerate strategy that's just going to... It sounds cool, but... April 18th, 2023. I am so interested in this. All right, I'll keep an eye on it. It could be interesting. Chat, I thought that was just going to be a battleground mode. I thought it was just going to be a giant thing with 10v10 or something, but it's 4v4, so it's just like, well, okay. But if that was like a battleground mode, I feel like it'd be a little easier.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chris Sasaki, and welcome to Turn 10 Studios. The team is hard at work bringing you the next generation of Forza Motorsport, built from the ground up to take advantage of the Xbox Series consoles. This is the most technically advanced racing game ever made.
Every
Today,
year it is.
I'm joined by some of our amazing team members to show you how we are making it look real, sound real, and feel real.
I mean,
This
Forza's cool,
is
so
Forza Motorsport.
you say it every time. They say it every time, and all I know is the cars go vroom, and every year it looks more realistic, and eventually it's going to be better than reality. Like at their current pace, they're just going to make it look better in reality.
At launch, Forza Motorsport features over 500 cars for you to collect, race, and customize with more than 800 unique upgrades. This includes over 100 new to motorsport cars, the most modern race cars we've ever featured on our roster. Racing is violent. It's a battle on the racetrack. The advancements in our physics model are greater than Forza Motorsport 5, 6, and 7 combined. This makes our driving experience more fun and rewarding in the way the car accelerates, corners, and brakes. Our materials and shaders are built from the ground up at higher resolutions and optimized for a cutting-edge ray tracing experience.
All of Forza is just this giant technological showcase, but I know nothing about how their game actually
To
plays.
capture multiple data
They just sit there and like drive in circles and collect gear for their car, and I guess that's the game.
It has a much more realistic light response across color, metal flake, and gloss. Damage and dirt buildup is unique to each car. It's now contextually aware and more localized. We simulate paint thickness, chipping, and directionality. Dirt accumulation is more realistic, gathering more in the low-pressure areas like recesses and alcoves.
Oh
These
no, they're
innovations
min-maxing
tell
dirt.
the story of the work you put into a race and reflects the marks and battle scars of motorsport.
This is our best sounding Forza Motorsport ever, and the first to be mixed natively for immersive audio formats like Windows Sonic and Dolby Atmos. To create an immersive soundscape, each audio system has been rebuilt from the ground up to deliver a new level of sonic depth and authenticity for our players. Modifying car parts like your exhaust and turbo change the car sounds in Forza Motorsport, just like it would in the real world. Every car now has a variety of sound possibilities based on the parts you've installed. Hardware-accelerated convolution reverb accurately reproduces how sounds in Forza interact within an acoustic space, dynamically adapting to its surroundings and creating a realistic and detailed soundscape. New features like our regional track announcer system and improved tire and suspension audio bring a new level of realism to the game. Hear Forza Motorsport like never before. Every tire squeal, every engine, lap after lap.
Vroom, vroom. All that to make car go vroom, vroom.
Forza Motorsport
It's so
launches
cool.
with 20 environments, built from the ground up for this generation. You'll get to race on iconic fan favorites, as well as 5 all-new to motorsport locations, including our first in South Africa, Kyalami. We capture our environments to an incredible level of detail. When we reference a track, our team comes back with over 3 terabytes of highly detailed photogrammetry and laser scan data.
Holy
Through
fuck.
the power of the Xbox Series consoles, we're able to use this data to draw up to 10 times more detail than previous generations. You'll see lush trees, dense grass and overgrowth vegetation, animated track life, physically based lighting and volumetric fog effects, and a fully procedural cloud system that evolves organically. Tracks look alive, sound alive, and feel alive with cutting-edge visuals and crowds consisting of tens of thousands of fully animated 3D spectators, so you're always immersed in the pure spectacle of racing. For the first time in Forza Motorsport, fully dynamic time of day with weather ensures a constantly evolving racing experience where no 2 laps ever look the same.
I don't know anything.
Meanwhile, dynamic track temperatures, wet driving surfaces, and rubbering in ensure that no 2 laps ever play the same.
All of the Forza marketing is so interesting to me. I know nothing about how their game plays. I've never played their game. All I know is they talk for 20 minutes at every convention / game award / anything about how pretty their game is. And it is. It looks really pretty.
The distant light glows of the city, a beautiful visual touch. Even the Kyalami logo itself creates visual impact every time you see it, thanks to ray-traced global illumination, which simulates how hundreds of thousands of light rays accumulate color as they bounce between surfaces.
RTX
We're
on.
rendering all our environments in 4K at 60 FPS with real-time ray tracing on track to create true-to-life reflections on all smooth mirror and flat glass surfaces. With the incredible detail and rendering features of our track environments, Forza Motorsport is truly a generational leap ahead with unmatched visual fidelity and authenticity.
Forza Motorsport is back, and it's our most comprehensive game ever, with over 500 cars and 20 environments, with more new race cars than ever before. You can experience all of this in our incredible new online racing mode and in our all-new car-building focused single-player career. We cannot wait for you to get your hands on this incredible game.
Huh. I mean, how big is the audience for Forza chat? I don't know any. That's one of like the black boxes in my mind of games I know nothing about. I think it's huge, and it's just over there, and the cars go vroom, and they get new gear for their cars, and that's it.
Yep, that's me. And you're probably wondering how I ended up here.
It's big?
Well, it's pretty standard.
Damn.
Check this out. Music player in my chest. It's powering up my new robot arm. Oh. It's making everything sync up with the beat. Let's rock. This is awesome. That's the defect.
What in the hell am I looking at?
The name's Chai, not Defect.
Is this the guy?
Oh my god!
We'll take down this company, one boss at a time. Just so you know, they're insane.
Ready for more?
Profession, rock star.
Future rock star.
I'm Shinji Mikami, studio head at Tang Gameworks. Thank you for all your support over the years.
And I'm John Johannes, director on Hi-Fi Rush.
Chill out! It'll be fine! Power forward!
まあね、このゲームを僕が作ってたら、もう全然違うゲームになったと思う。 だけどこういうゲームがね生まれて本当に良かったね。
So everyone thinks of us as putting out horror games like The Evil Within or spooky games like Ghostwire Tokyo, but this is clearly something totally different.
Oh, there
If this game
Ghostwire Tokyo.
hasn't already leaked, fingers crossed. We hope it's a pleasant surprise.
Let's have some fun.
まあ僕はね本当に新しいものができて未だにワクワクしてるよ。
お、でもチームもみんなそう思ってますよ。So we've been waiting for this for a long time. So let's jump in and explain exactly what Hi-Fi Rush is.
Oh. Explaining gameplay to me? Wait a minute.
Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm action game, so it's a bit of a twist on your traditional action game. Here, your moves and attacks help create a living soundtrack. That means all your flashy moves, stylish and devastating combos add a layer to the music. The more you flow with the beat, the better you can connect your attacks and abilities. You are in total control during combat, but everything you do syncs up like an awesome music video. That's Hi-Fi Rush. You play as Chai, a wannabe rock star and victim of a weird corporate experiment that lets him sense the rhythm of the entire world pulsing to the game's soundtrack.
Big Corpa.
As you can see, the beat moves the world around you and is the key to combat.
You looking for me?
Your attacks will automatically sync to land on the beat, making Hi-Fi Rush a super easy game to start playing. However, attacking on the beat leads to combos that end with a musical countdown we call a beat hit. Make a big cymbal crash at the end of a drum solo, like this. Landing beat hits unleash a combo finish that adds unique musical flair and high damage attacks.
And the crowd goes wild. Chai, chai, chai.
Oh no.
Anyone see the guy that did this?
How about we see it all in action?
Bring it on.
You're never restrained by the music. You can jump, dodge, parry, and attack whenever you want, using whatever attacks you want. It's not about mashing buttons. The key here is feeling the beat.
Not about mashing buttons.
Your progress isn't blocked by missing the beat, but you get rewarded musically and mechanically for staying in rhythm. When we say everything moves to the beat, we mean it. Enemy attacks, cutscenes, dangerous obstacles, you name it. It all syncs to the music, creating an ongoing jam session of a game. To help out is 808, your robot cat companion who literally hovers over your shoulder and helps you find that rhythm. But we also have visual guides to help you even more. We want you to be able to enjoy Hi-Fi Rush, whether you're Rhythm Pro or not.
I look so cool doing this.
Chai also gets by with a little help from his friends. Literally.
Get up, slacker. We've got work to do.
Chai will team up with unlikely allies to expand his repertoire of moves both in and out of combat. There's Peppermint breaking barriers and juggling enemies, along with Macaron smashing enemy armor and knocking back enemies. Tag teaming with Chai's partners and attacks opens up huge possibilities for dynamic combos and over-the-top action.
That's not bad.
The extra help is handy, because when you're not fighting, you're going to be running around and wreaking havoc all over Vandelay's corporate headquarters, where everything is trying to take you down. You and your partners have a singular goal in mind: taking down the bosses of Vandelay Technologies. Besides wanting to erase Chai for being a defect, it seems they've got something a little bit more sinister on their corporate agenda.
Corporate
You'll fight
agenda!
through each department to take them all on, each level with their own musical spin on the rock genre. And then we have a showdown.
So let's get ready to crumble.
Boss battles are climactic set pieces, varying from straight-up fights and musical minigames to chase sequences. Custom choreographed to licensed music from amazing artists. Hi-Fi Rush is like nothing we've made at Tango before. And we think it's like nothing you've ever played before either. It's a high-energy, feel-good rhythm action experience that's amazingly satisfying to play.
Whew. Pretty rock star move, Chai.
This is one of those games where it's like you could tell it's very, very good, but man, that dialogue internally hurts me. So I don't know if I'm very interested, but it looks like it'd be really fun. Can't play anything like it before unless you play something like Metal Hellsinger. There's a lot of rhythm games out there at this point.
So, not only were we super psyched for you to play this, we're happy to tell you that you can play Hi-Fi Rush tonight. Not a demo, the full game. Seriously.
Okay.
It launches on Xbox and PC a few hours after the show, and yes, it'll be on Game Pass as well.
We hope you enjoy playing it.
Yeah, it was good. Super psyched.
You looking for me?
Get him!
The sudden release strategy is interesting. Just legitimately just appeared out of nowhere.
Does that mean I have to fight?
I believe it does, sir. How about...
This is entertainment. You're going out with the trash.
Here's your project from Trump Pass.
What's that?
And welcome to Vandalay Campus.
Yes!
Yeah, I mean, that is a way to launch a game. If I was into rhythm shooters, I'd probably immediately play this and just instantly go. Also, there's an automated ad that's going to play soon. And this is an MMO section though, so I stalled it, but I think the next one could be Arcane Studios, so there's no good choices now. Good luck, chat.
Welcome to Hunt Valley, Maryland, and the headquarters of ZeniMax Online Studios.
God,
you
I've
just saw a
seen
cinematic teaser for the Elder Scrolls Online's next chapter.
That name in particular, he made Dark Age of Camelot back in the day. I was working on it, so it's very funny to see his name still.
And is shaping up
like
to be
20 years later.
Best updates to the game ever. If you watch the teaser closely, you saw that Necrom will include one of the most requested features in ESO, a new playable class called the Arcanist. It's only our third new class since launch, and we know you're
I was
gonna
thinking,
love it.
the third new class, they actually don't add that many classes to
influenced
yourself.
by forbidden knowledge and has unique abilities never before seen in this world. Of course, the experience of exploring a new area of Tamriel is the heart of every ESO chapter. Necrom will unfold in Eastern Morrowind, not seen in an Elder Scrolls game since 1994, where you will meet new characters and enemies, reunite with some old friends, and explore a story based around the return of a well-known Daedric prince you just might remember from the Dragonborn Skyrim DLC. For those of you new to ESO, we release a new expansion called a chapter every year. Chapters are essentially standalone games in ESO that let you adventure in a new region of Tamriel. But you don't have to wait for the Necrom chapter to jump in. We've got so many amazing experiences you can enjoy right now. If you love games like Skyrim and Oblivion, you'll feel right at home amongst the thousands of stories unfolding across every region in ESO.
The problem
as
with-
anyone who's played a classic Elder Scrolls game knows, it's all about those feelings when you're fully immersed in the world. Remember that feeling when you first encountered a dragon? We've got an entire province that's overrun by dragons. Or questioned if you were capable of taking down a frost troll in Skyrim? Try it for yourself in ESO. What about the moment you visited a city in Morrowind that was built inside the shell of a giant crab? For the Oblivion fans out there, how about another chance at taking on the colossal Daedric Prince, Mehrunes Dagon? Just like any single-player Elder Scrolls game, you can have a blast simply by following the main quest line. Or seek out lore and learn more about the world. Become a craftsman. Go fishing.
Go fishing!
Decorate and
Game of the year!
Customize your character. Play it like an action RPG. And when you're ready, you can easily engage in one of the best open-world PvP systems. Run Dungeons co-op with your friends for great loot. Or just join a guild to chat with others. The possibilities in this virtual world are endless. New players will immediately feel right at home because our community is one of the most, if not the most, welcoming on the planet. We invite everyone who has not yet experienced ESO to give it a try and create your own stories in our shared world. There's no required subscription and thousands of hours of content to dig into, solo.
Actually true. Wait, you guys,
with friends.
It is a friendly community, though. It is one of the
Exploring
friendliest.
every corner of Tamriel with no level restrictions. It's magical being able to travel almost anywhere you please from the moment you enter the world. ESO is available on PC and Mac, in addition to previous and current-gen consoles, including a purpose-built next-gen version for the Xbox Series X and S with high-fidelity graphics and enhanced performance modes. An added bonus for Xbox players, it's on Game Pass. And starting today, for a limited time, we're making all past chapters available to explore for any player. So everyone can test drive all of our adventures, including our take on Skyrim, Morrowind, Oblivion, and much, much more.
I understand that why they're
we have so many
appealing
passionate and
to
talented
Skyrim and everything, but
developers who
ESO
continue
has
to
been
add
its own
to
thing
Elder
for so
Scrolls lore
long.
by producing handcrafted epic adventures.
I feel like appealing to the
And I'm
nostalgia doesn't work for me at all.
immensely proud
I want to know more about their MMO mechanics.
Believe me, we have tons more to share, and I can't wait for the team to show it all to you.
And I know it's all marketing.
Join us after
so.
this show for the 2023 ESO Global Reveal, where we'll go deep into all things Necron.
Okay, that's why. Okay,
Thanks.
yeah.
See you
Makes
in
sense.
Tamriel.
Yeah, so they separated like the general versus in-depth bounce. Okay, I get it. I heard ESO combat's really bad. ESO combat is very tough. You're not wrong. Okay, Redfall.
Something evil is swallowing up this place bit by bit. Nobody ever believes things can get this bad until it happens. Then, it's too late. But there are people who can fight back.
Stick together! Eyes up!
I'm very interested in this.
Welcome to Redfall, Massachusetts, where the calm seas and sunny skies have been eclipsed by a legion of vampires. Redfall is a story-driven shooter at its heart, which can be played single-player or co-op with up to 4 players.
Story-driven at its heart?
Choose your hero, each with their own unique abilities, and form the perfect vampire-slaying squad.
So Left 4 Dead,
to take back Redfall's haunted streets.
but not. It's just 4-player co-op, not exactly Left 4 Dead, because it looks like it doesn't. I don't see hordes necessarily.
At Arcane, we make games where the world itself is as important as the characters. With Redfall, we take an exciting step forward, building a lovingly detailed open world to deliver our largest setting ever. Every inch of our open world is carefully handcrafted and packed with environmental storytelling. Explore the streets of a quaint island town, from the once bustling downtown to the haunted forest to the decimated seaside boardwalk and gorgeously detailed landmarks. But it's not all danger all the time. There are safe places on the island where you can rest up, chat with survivors, and resupply. Here we're at the fire station, one of your home bases. This is one place you'll receive missions from survivors.
There's something I need you to do. The old lighthouse in the bay. It's been used for over a century to keep boats away from the coastline. If we turn it back on, it's a warning to anyone trying to come to Redfall right now. Easy, right? Well, the lighthouse keeper's a real asshole. Joined up with those cultists and took the damn lamp with him.
Go on, Bert.
Oh, it's like a Far Cry type of quest.
Here's a vampire known as the Shroud. Shrouds blanket the area in darkness, disorienting their prey. They hurl lethal projectiles and can even shift through the floor to avoid damage.
Okay. Looks like he steamrolled it. Yoink.
Bugging out.
Huh. So it's like an open-ish story with quests and stuff that you do with vampires.
The lighthouse is back up.
And 4-player co-op.
But there's more waiting for you. Taking down vampires angers the vampire gods, who will summon the Rook to take you down.
The what? Oh shit.
Let's transition to what you'll find outside of the main story missions.
Oh.
There's so much waiting for you.
Yeah, this one I'm interested in.
Redfall is filled with encounters that can pop up anywhere, like this brewery that's fallen under cultist control. Save the locals from being offered to the vampires. Like our past games, you can approach a mission in many different ways.
Oh, this is cool. That's what I said. It's kind of open world-ish. Like, not open world, but you get the idea.
Always be ready to improvise. Remy uses her combat robot Bribon to help distract and eliminate the cultists.
Uh-oh. I see your stealth is going as well as mine. I see loot. It flashed. Oh, gear with stats. Oh god, oh. Now they're getting me. Make the number go up.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Everyone's safe. Let's move on.
Nice stealth mission.
Exploring Redfall will take you beyond the bounds of reality as you investigate otherworldly psychic spaces to unravel the vampire's secrets. Take this vampire nest. These deadly layers change each time you step inside. Jacob sends out his raven to tag the enemies below. Dev follows up with his teleporter, instantly closing the gap.
Just teleports to melee range and gets swiped.
To destroy a nest, you have to take out its heart, and all of the vampires willing to die to protect it.
Horrible way to die.
Stirring the life.
I woke them up. Just one bite.
This is very interesting. I can't tell if this game is supposed to have like an end game past the story.
Now escape the nest.
Either
before
way,
it
it could be really good.
down.
It'll collapse any second.
Oh, they're showing all these items.
Nests aren't the only psychic spaces. You'll find dangerous pockets all over the island. It's all vampire turf, so tread carefully.
Roll.
Redfall won't truly be safe until the vampires are wiped from the map. Outside the main story, another one of your missions is to take back Redfall neighborhood by neighborhood. Find safe houses hidden all over the
Map
island,
completion.
and then work your way up to the vampire controlling the neighborhood. To reclaim this neighborhood, you'll have to defeat a powerful vampire called the Siphon. Whether you dive in solo or with friends, each hero can take on any situation. Each brings powerful, unique abilities to the fight, and the upgrades you choose change how they play.
Hey.
Here, Layla's lift ability can be upgraded
Horizon
to
Q?
launch teammates for airborne attacks. Upgrade Layla's umbrella ability with bullet hail to absorb enemy bullets and release the energy back at them.
I like it.
There are many ways to customize your hero's ability tree to match your playstyle.
Nighty-night.
He was aimbotting.
Let's get some light on the subject.
Let's hit on the arsenal. There's a wide range of weaponry, from military gear to new vampire slaying inventions, from shotguns to sniper rifles.
Well, well.
And of course, there's also vampire stakes. Find
no,
these
there's
in the
so
world
many.
to customize your weapons.
Oh.
When you reclaim significant sections of Redfall, the last step is to face the underboss who controls, or used to control, that neighborhood. Underbosses are powerful elites of the vampire gods, with their own unique abilities, like this one's shield.
Isn't that just the Destiny thing? I forget the mob type. I like the rotating
Prove
though.
yourself against the underboss, you'll receive a key of sorts. A skull that gets you one step closer to facing the ultimate
Hydras,
threat,
yeah.
the vampire gods.
Oh, now we're getting to the bosses.
Thank you for visiting Redfall.
And thank you for all the support you've shown Arcane throughout the years.
We sometimes joke that our games can be tough to define.
Yep.
The one thing that's consistent?
We make the kinds of games we love to play.
And that's how Redfall was born. We blended everything we love here at Arcane Austin.
Immersive open worlds, unique and customizable heroes, RPG and FPS gameplay.
And of course,
I
our
like it.
signature storytelling and rich world building.
Along with our spin on one of the most classic monsters of all time.
Vampires.
It's been amazing to see how all of us have pulled together to deliver our vision for something new.
Redfall is the biggest, most ambitious game we have ever made.
Our teams dove head first into this new opportunity, and we can't wait for you to experience Redfall for yourself.
Thankfully, you won't have to wait too much longer. Redfall's coming on May 2nd.
Oh,
Thank you again for
actual
joining
release
us.
date.
And we'll see
Hell
you
yeah.
soon in Redfall.
Here we go.
I am extremely looking forward to this game because I enjoyed all their previous games. I actually really like Deathloop too. Yeah, I'm in. You didn't like Dishonored? I have to go back and double check why I didn't like Dishonored. I think I would have enjoyed it if I gave him more of a shot. It's stealth. Oh, yeah, that explains it. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of stealth, but hey, they said I could do anything I want in this game that isn't just stealth.
There we go. 3, 2, 1.
Also, that Minecraft Legends game looked way too good for what it is. Just being honest. I don't understand how they plan on doing that with just 4 people.
Forza Motorsport ever.
Yeah, that was all right.
And the classic ESO.
Thanks, and see you in Tamriel.
All right, let's do this.
All right, good presentation. Good stuff. Good stuff, Microsoft / Bethesda. I'm down for Redfall 100%. Minecraft Legends is a sleeper. ESO Global Reveal. Oh, they're gonna dive now into the ESO, like deep dive into what everything for the MMO. Okay, okay. Yeah. I don't play ESO. I don't know if I want to dive into this.
Streamer, think about it. Mojang are doing the impossible. Teaching children Norgatis memes like Zerg Russian pylons.
Teaching children OGRTS memes like Zerg Russian pylons? Not wrong. When that guy mentioned, oh yeah, they just rushed us with all these small units, I was like, oh god, dude. Oh god. Thank you, Jim Bob. I wish ESO combos like New Worlds. The engine is just so old. I mean, I don't think I'm super into...
Hello there, traveler. Welcome to
Oh,
Quincy's Tavern. My name is Quincy, and I have the privilege and honor of providing tonight's meal while we patiently await...
Stop! How am I supposed to turn this off? I was 10 seconds away from turning it off, but now this is funny.
We have a special treat for you. I was thinking we would do something slightly rustic yet filling, but also with a more refined presentation for the veteran adventurer such as yourself.
Oh yes, veteran adventurer. Yes, yes, indeed.
Ingredients from all across Tamriel brought in for tonight's special occasion, and I'm so excited to spend some of this evening with you tonight. We do have a few moments before the global reveal officially starts, so how about a snack? I have just the thing. Cabbage biscuits with these bits of bacon all throughout.
Oh my
with some
God.
butter and jam.
This whole presentation is good.
Sound good? Wonderful. Let me show you how to make them.
How did I get here? I was not expecting this. I feel like I'm committed now. Is this how they suck me in? Oh, it's fucking puttering it. Mix it up. Adds the bacon. Adds the flour. tosses it on.
Alrighty, here you are, traveler.
They know what they're
Fresh from
doing.
the oven. Careful, they're still very hot. But
Magic.
I think with that we have everything we need for the ESO global reveal. I'll go get us some drinks. You don't go nowhere. Eat to your heart's content. Thank you for joining us tonight on this epic adventure. Enjoy.
That was so cool. But now they've held me off, and now the ESO thing's starting, so now I'm like, okay, I guess I'll watch. I guess I can get into ESO a little bit. Why not? It's only 60 seconds. Surely it can't be that boring, right? I don't know anything about ESO. I haven't played ESO. Last time I played ESO chat was 5 years ago. I leveled one character to max and immediately quit. I remember the combat was really weird. The questing in the zones were fantastic. That's what I remember. It was boring. Maybe. I mean, I did quit shortly after getting up there. It's still the same. It's very laid back. Yeah, I remember it just being a real chill game. And I remember it had a disgusting... The strangest part about the game, for I remember, is it had a disgusting amount of animation, like degenerate animation canceling, which I thought was hilarious because it's like a really casual, chill MMO, then the combat is all about turbo nerd animation canceling, like weaving autos. It made no sense.
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Online 2023 Global Reveal. Whether you're coming from our Developer Direct or just joining us now, we've got an incredible show today. Earlier today, ZeniMax Online Studio Director Matt Firor shared some exciting details on the Elder Scrolls Online's next adventure. That includes one of the most requested features from the ESO community, a new playable class called the Arcanist. Matt also revealed that the new chapter, called Necrom, will take you back to a familiar location in Tamriel, Morrowind. And while there, you'll run into a familiar face, a well-known Daedric prince from the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. That's just a taste of
how
what's
they
to
get
come.
you in.
We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's get started. Once again, it's my great pleasure to introduce the Elder Scrolls Online's creative director and my friend, Rich Lambert. Hey, Rich.
Hey, Pete.
Good to see you here.
Yeah, it's so great
Wow,
to be
how
back.
are you here? Whoa.
Talk with you about all the new fun things the team's been working so hard on. I can't wait to share it with you all.
All right, it's time to talk Necrom. Are you excited?
I'm thrilled for this year. We're going to be exploring a new story and theme centered around the Dark Elves and Hermaeus Mora. The best way to describe this story is Shadow over Morrowind. But before I go into any more detail, we've got a great way to introduce you to the mood and feel of this arc. It's Elder Scrolls meets cosmic horror, and I can't wait for you all to see it.
Well, they don't have to wait any longer.
Cosmic horror.
This is the Elder Scrolls Online Necrom.
Trailer time? Getting carried. Just leaves. Bye. Oh shit. High amounts of heresy in here. Hey, dude. Oh, yeah, poke the eyeball. The big one. It'll be fine.
That was awesome. Those mushroom towers really take me back.
Yep.
And some powerful moments in there, but let's start with breaking down the story in Necrom.
Everything centers around Hermaeus Mora. We've explored small pieces of who this prince is in a few zones in ESO up to this point, but there are complicated Daedric prince. Mora is the knower of unknown and hoards knowledge and secrets in their own. Some of these secrets are just too dangerous for any being to know. There are hidden powers that threaten Mora's realm of Apocrypha, with the ultimate goal of uncovering one of these secrets. A secret so important and so dangerous that if discovered, it can unravel all of reality.
This isn't just Tamriel that's in trouble. This is all of Nirn.
Yes, absolutely.
So where do our players fit into the mix?
Players are essentially being tested by Mora to see if they are worthy to help aid them. So over the course of this adventure, players will become sort of a protector of this ultimate secret that these hidden powers are searching for. And there's also an opportunity for players to seek out other knowledge if they wish, to dig into some of the origins of our new playable class in the Arcanist.
Cool new playable class. I am so in, and I know a lot of our players are as well.
The game is this Elder Scrolls Online
this year, but it's not the Morrowind that everyone knows from the Elder Scrolls 3 or even from the 2017 chapter of ESO. So
I was interested to see if they go into class mechanics,
a little bit of both.
Yes, sir. We're going to be exploring the eastern portion of Morrowind, specifically the Telvanni Peninsula. It's still home to the Dunmer or the Dark Elves, so you're going to see that familiar alien landscape with the giant mushrooms and all the like, but it's got a very different feel than any of the locations that we've previously explored.
And I'm guessing the city we saw, that was Necrom, yes?
Yep.
And we haven't seen that since the Elder Scrolls Arena, and it looks very different now.
Yeah, a lot has changed since then, but yeah, Necrom is the main city.
A lot
in the
has
chapter,
changed.
and there's so much amazing lore around this. It's a city of the dead, where Dunmer families from all over Morrowind bury their deceased in these elaborate ceremonies. But there's also some really just wild rumors as to the origins of Necrom. It's a crazy old city, but I'll leave that up to CJ to kind of dig into in just a little bit.
Now, finally, Necrom isn't the only cool location that players are going to get to explore. So tell us about the zone that I'm pretty familiar with, and some of our players will be too, and that's Apocrypha.
Yes, the Oblivion Realm, home to forbidden knowledge.
Also home to the know-it-all Daedric prince that we just saw, Hermaeus Mora.
The
It's always
nerd.
great to revisit other areas of Tamriel that we haven't seen in an Elder Scrolls game, but I know the folks that saw us like to build everything from scratch. So when it comes to the Prince's Realm, it's not just like a carbon copy of what we've seen before, right?
The Apocrypha that you know and love from Skyrim it's definitely there. The dark inky waters, the towering stacks of books, you know, those unique yellow-green skies. But like always, we love being able to explore new areas, love putting our own spin on things, and we want to make this our own and give the players new fun things to explore and learn.
God,
so exciting. Sounds
imagine
like
being a dev on ESO and like
when it comes to
you're just
like,
held
biomes
to
and the places that players
Skyrim
are
and
gonna be
Morrowind and
exploring
Oblivion the whole time.
Necrom. And in fact, let's explore more of Necrom right now with more details from
I can hear it a little bit in what the dev is saying. He's like, yeah, so we kind of have to make it our own a little bit.
In Morrowind and Apocrypha that have been explored in previous Elder Scrolls games, we approached them carefully, making sure on one side it felt like a trip down memory lane, but also providing new experiences for everyone. Our destination this time was the Telvanni Peninsula, an area we visited in the very first Elder Scrolls game, Arena. We also caught a glimpse of its coastline in Test 3, Morrowind. This is the first time any game has returned to these lands in almost 30 years, and we were really excited.
30 years. Oh, God. Why you got to say it like that?
Fungus-covered Telvanni towers are back, of course. The East Asian influences at work in some of the architecture and general aesthetics also return, as does the alien landscape.
It's been a minute,
yep. Representing the lands around Vardenfell. For many players, Morrowind was their first introduction to an open-world RPG, and this concept was reflected in the expansive environments of Test 3. ESO has always honored this basic idea, the idea of a world ripe for wandering, and our depiction of the Telvanni coast will reflect this. The sense of odd scale you may feel walking through it are paramount. In terms of differences, we've crafted a modern view of the city of Necrom, not seen since 1994.
Stop!
Getting to work on
Stop
something
saying
elvish
it like
which
that.
predates the Tribunal is particularly interesting. Necrom is the Dunmer city of the dead, where all prominent Dark Elves gather to pay respects and lay to rest their honored departed.
Oh no,
Vivek, known as the warrior poet, spun some wild stories about the city's foundations, which may or may not be
Obviously,
true.
this is all Turbo Nerd ESO stuff,
definitely
which I kind of like watching this stuff, even if I don't know a game, just because it's
for the
entertaining to me.
city and its solemn purpose in their culture. It's naturally a cool thing to be able to contribute in any significant way to a long-standing piece of Elder Scrolls lore. For the Telvanni Coast, we had a lot of fun playing with the legend of Necrom's foundation. Specifically, the lore of Vivek himself having defeated the great beast Golgomorgil, whose bones supposedly lay the foundations for the city. Entering Necrom for the first time, you're bound to notice the towering rib-like rock formations which envelop the city. The Dunmer have even added some runic symbols on the faces of the rocks themselves in recognition of their supposed origins. Is the legend true or simply apocryphal? Come tour the lands and make your own decision on that one. Necrom
Just play the game
intended
for
to
it.
be monumental, reverent, and yet fit in with the shapes and forms we're used to seeing in Dark Elf architecture. The distinct arched doorways and decorative elements
They are
there,
going
as well as
so
the detailed
in depth
mosaics
into
on the
this.
opulent interior
I kind of
spaces.
respect it. Legitimately
We specifically
opening with
took a
like
lot of
art and
inspiration
lore
from
for
the
10
classic
minutes.
Telvanni buildings in Morrowind. And finally, we have Apocrypha. Whenever we venture back into territories from previous
It's a lore
Elder
MMO.
Scrolls
I know,
games,
it's cool.
We always try to make sure that our players feel like they're genuinely returning to lands they traveled before. We took our initial visual cues from the Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. Then we expanded on the ideas presented in the original. We'll be sharing more details on the unexplored areas of Apocrypha later this year. For the meantime, let's talk about the parts that players are a little more familiar with. Some lands in Tamriel appear quite normal to our mortal eyes, and some, like the Telvanni Coast, feel foreign. And then there are the Oblivion Plains, whose lands bend our mortal perceptions into the most alien landscape possible. In crafting the Plane of Apocrypha, it was important to remember that Hermaeus Mora doesn't really adhere to traditional ideas of good or evil as many other Daedric princes do. Likewise, Hermaeus Mora's realm isn't a representation of good or evil either. Our take here was to explore the idea of ancient records and how they might be represented physically in a plane such as this. We created fossilized impressions into the rock walls and emerging from the ground, representing the cataloging of all life, experience, and knowledge. Realms of Oblivion are extensions of their master, and so Apocrypha is a clearinghouse for knowledge. It's a repository. It is intended to feel like a place where ancient things and ancient ideas can be preserved, perhaps even hidden, but never lost. There's a ton of story emitting from these locations, from the environment to the architecture. Of course, the characters and creatures breathe even more life into our world.
When we chose the setting for Necrom, we knew
still
we had
going.
to deliver a story that lives up to this location, and the team had a lot of fun bringing this story to life. If you're not super familiar with any of the fantasy names that we've been talking about,
Nope.
imagine a holy necropolis in the middle of an ancient hierarchical society presided over by extremely powerful mages.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun tensions there for us to play with. Necrom remains neutral territory in regards to the great houses
Got
of
it, yep.
Morrowind. Keeping the City of the Dead neutral means all Dark Elves can appease their ancestors and ensure
Alright.
their bodies are taken care of, even as
I
the
just
Three
realized,
Banners
by
War
how
rages
long is
on.
this presentation going to go?
This is incredibly important since the
Because I know
tradition of
ESO
bringing
is a
the dead to
lore
Necrom
MMO,
predates
but
the
this is going to go a
Tribunal
long
and the
time,
creation
I
of
think.
Dark Elves as we know them. It's an integral part of the Dark Elves' cultural identity.
30 years? No.
In other words, this is an ancient city of the dead, which
It's
isn't
3
controlled
hours?
by
There's
any
no
one
way they have a
Dark Elf
3-hour
house, even though
presentation,
it's
right?
surrounded by the Telvanni Majesties.
Actually.
Some of the most egotistical and
Nah,
powerful
I mean,
mages in
even the
entirety
longest
of
dev
Tamriel.
things I've ever seen.
But the peninsula isn't the only place you'll get to explore.
If I was no lifing ESO and I actually knew everything they're talking about, I would be so into this.
For the first time
But
since the
it's
Dragonborn
obviously not meant
DLC.
for me. This is meant for the ESO turbo nerd who's super into Elder Scrolls
Powerful mage who
Online,
works with Hermaeus Mora, the Prince of Forbidden Knowledge.
which is kind of cool.
Notice I said with and not for. Laramel doesn't worship Hermaeus Mora. They have a working relationship that's built on mutual respect. As much respect as
Wake
Hermaeus
up,
Mora
streamer!
can
You've
have
been
for a
watching
mortal.
Elder Scrolls lore for
See,
10 years.
Mortals don't really survive in Apocrypha for a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna exit out of this now. It's been going. It's been a hot minute. I'm a huge lore nerd. I'm eating, dude. It's gonna keep going, and I don't know anything. I was enjoying it. But man, it's not going to stop, which is actually kind of cool because a lot of MMOs get caught up in mechanics and this and that. That game, legitimately, they open into a new expansion and they just sell you the world and the lore. And I kind of respect that after coming from just way too much WoW, which is not exactly high end in that regard. So, Combat, thank you for 3 months. Mindcrime, Mandibles times 2, Chris, Mishaps, Claudia, thank you for all the subs earlier. All right, back to gaming.